Hi everyone, it's Mary here, and I hope you enjoyed our Sew Fab Friday from last week. And this week I'm introducing another video that we're going to do every week called Tip Tuesday. I know Tip Tuesday is actually out there on the internet, but I'm going to have it for the site where I give you a little helpful tip to hopefully either improve your sewing or just make your sewing life a little bit easier. Today I'm going to talk about seam allowances. So the first thing you learn when you learn to sew is how to get the accurate seam allowance, whether it's 5/8, ½ inch, 3/8, you get the idea. And when I bought my sewing machine, which I love and I continue to use, it didn't have seam allowances marked the way I wanted them to. I prefer to have my needle in the center of the sewing foot, and the seam allowances were marked so it was over to the side. So everything was off by about 1/8 of an inch. And that didn't help me. So I looked on the internet, and there are a lot of ways out there where you can mark your proper seam allowance if your machine doesn't have it. One of the really popular ones is to use washi tape or painter's tape, which I tried, but then you have to remove the tape every time you want to change your bobbin, and I found that very annoying. The other one is to use a pack of Post-its, also super helpful and nice and cheap if you want to do that. The best that I found for my machine was to use these little rubber bracelets that you probably have running around your house. If you remember back to the heyday of the Livestrong bracelets, these things were everywhere. And I think I have 5 or 6 of them just lying around. If you haven't, Marie Kondo'd your house and gotten rid of them, then you probably have a few as well. The beauty of this is they're stretchy, so you can actually get them around the arm of your sewing machine, wrap them around, and set your seam allowance. It's also wonderful because it's a little bit thicker. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick. It has a surface for your fabric to line up against. So it's kind of pressed up against that and not wobbling around the way it would with tape. So I found this to be a huge boon to my own sewing, and I hope you find this little snippet helpful. Tune in this Friday to learn more about the fabric in our boxes, or tune in next week to get another little helpful hint. Until then, I'll see you on the internet. Bye.